I do not really have anything to say right now, but the energy has been very much please just say something, say anything. So let's look into that energy a little bit, regardless of which side. Okay, mountain. What's peeking out? The woman. Oh, fish and rider. Birds and the moon. Okay. If you are like a power source for a certain group of people, more in like a supportive role than like fueling the whole thing, right? It's like a bunch of those little like solar panel path lights that all together they light up the whole path for the most part. And so does the moon when it's full. So there's like a I don't know. I don't talk like that, but like a grand phasing type vibe, type energy where there's a lot of, and if we think as phasing, like, oh, phasing through the wall, like phasing through the veil, phasing through the realms. Phase as like a level or a circumstance. It's just a phase. It's just a phase, mom. That's so interesting because some people don't outgrow phases. So then it would be phases within a cycle technically. So they would be going through different phases, but it's of the same type of category of cycle or whatever, if that makes sense. Oh, it does actually, if I reconnect it back to the moon. So while there's like this whole shift phasing happening, Eight of Wands. Interesting. So the phasing has to do with leaving some type of comfort. Hey, no. No. Come here. um but not really a comfort zone. Leaving a safety zone. Leave like mm, re-evaluating and reassociating like risk calculations, different type of risk calculations, because for one person someone might be like that's a lot of risk, and for another person it would be like that's not a risk. So and then the clashing of the weight of the risks, which would then result or could potentially result in forward movement on a bigger project that is made up of more people. Wellness of self, wellness of the household, and then wellness of the community, and like trying not to control everything, seeing where control had been placed, the different types of control, like the light and dark sides of that. Judgment and accountability. Judgment versus accountability. Like, if you grumbled about somebody doing something that you didn't like, and it is pretty valid, but you kind of slander them the whole time, that can actually hinder the progress. Like, people think that being hard on other people is the solution, like tough love type vibes, but that was dismissed many years ago already, like multiple years ago. But the effects, the impacts as a whole, the values of the community as a whole, how can you value your values while someone else values their values? And you have to look at different senses and types and perspectives of what ownership truly is and means. And also something about when you hold a certain level of responsibility, like in any position, it can be modified, but it also can be like reflected into other positions, if that makes sense. Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Cups. Like, it's kind of like a flip-flop, right? Like, some people call it karma, some people this, some people that, whatever, blah, blah. Okay. But when you be feeling the way that normally you combat against, that the greater majority be feeling that type of way, and then it flips, right? Whatever that means to you. And the way that you are handling yourself in that energy is the example, is exactly what you need to do. Sometimes just holding yourself is the answer. Standing steady, standing still, standing quiet. Like, to be a good leader, you don't always have to be positive or peppy or whatever. Like, you can be a monotone good leader. You can do, like, you can have You can have terrible people skills and still be a great leader. It's like when to push back and when to like back off. But you're still standing in the same place. It's just more like the balancing of the energy, kind of like that rope game. Anyway, what is it? Tug of war. You are someone who is willing to put forth the hard work that others often shy away from. Oh, something's upside down in the deck. The Queen of Swords and the Emperor. Ha 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 ha. The inside joke on that one was nar nar. So overall, as society, Knight of Coins, Ten of Cups, that whole, oh, you're crazy, or oh, you need to ground, or oh, you need to go talk to someone, oh, you need help, like that whole fucking thing is disintegrating, degrading, because it's degrading, because it's a job that most people don't want to do, is like listen to other people's problems and, God forbid, help them out if possible. Listening to their problems, by the way, is also helping them out. I don't know if people like don't listen to the problems because then they wanna pour all into it and fix it, and then they fix it and then to their what their standards are, and or what is available in that moment, and then the other person does something that they don't like, or they take it a certain way, or it doesn't go exactly as planned, and then it's like, oh, da 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 da. And that technically, if it does include money, would be financial manipulation at the very least, right? So, like, if you're gonna give something or take care of someone, that choice that you are making, right, is your choice. You don't get to just abuse them because they're not behaving in the way in which you would like to take care of them, or this or that. Easy example, if someone wants to go like a naturopathic, herbalistic path, but then you're forcing them to go medical, which wouldn't even make sense because they are connected. Or trying to force someone to go an herbalist, naturalist way when they want to go the medical way. Because if there's that belief system or like that forcing of energy, it can throw off the vibration, and mistakes can happen, or things cannot work accordingly or properly, or things can come back, which is not the end of the world because sometimes that happens naturally when we support them and da 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 anyway, right? So all it does when you try to show up and support someone without fucking degrading them or controlling them or judging them is that whatever the fuck happens next, you can feel good that you did everything, that you were putting the correct energy in the correct places at the right time. That you don't have to go back later and be like, if I had shown up for this extra 4 hours, would they still be alive today? Right? And so most of us usually do this anyway. When we stop doing it, or when it's perceived a certain way or received a certain way by other people in the community, it might be because of the internal judgment caused by these external things, or just coming from a place of love where you want to do more but can't do more. It can bleed out into the externals, which sometimes can be good because if it's internal, it can still be hidden, like to only you, right? So there's just like a balance between labeling people what is other people's problems and what is your own fucking problem, right? And how you would like to deal with things, blah, 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 whatever. And if there is a morality blur or whatever of some sort, you can always fucking build a bridge. You can build a bear, build a bridge, just fucking break down what the fuck you guys both want and see if there's something that's similar. Is there some, like, is there a bottom line that is the same thing? Work up from there, right? You can all, you also do this when you're creating something new. You see what there already is and what works, what doesn't, or what you don't like, or what you think would work better, or whatever. Like, that is your thing, and reconstructing it, doing whatever, not just taking the whole paragraph and then copying the whole fucking paragraph and changing the last fucking couple sentences. Not like that, but truly adding your own energy into it, because when you create in this way, when you create yourself in this way, that spreads versus the other thing. Not that that's bad or whatever, but there's a balance between the self-reliance and the community, because not all ailments or diseases or whatever are to be healed for life. That's, I don't know if I want to say that, because life exists even within the death. So it would all be healing for life. So then probably the correct sentence would probably be, it's not always healing to avoid death. It's an opportunity to confront death and those types of darknesses or whatever lights. Because depending on what mood you're in is gonna impact how you feel about dying, how sick you are, or how suffering you are, or like how happy you are in your life is gonna impact how you die. That's not where I thought this is became heavier or like darker, but like you do have a control to a certain extent. It Life is about comfort, life is about joy and happiness, not always at the extent of someone else's blood or life. You should take into consideration that other people do need you and see you, and that you're a light in this life, but also balancing that with they will be okay. To a certain extent, depending on what it is and the situation and whatever, but there are very small little details that you can shift and shake up and add in between that could potentially fit for. Oh, and also whatever you're doing now, that like you're trying to build something that will provide in a way that has not been done before, which means that it helps more than it cripples. Well, not to say that it hasn't been like done before, but not like in the way that you are trying to do it, because connected to what has been and what will be is where we're at now, and that's what you're creating. That's your little pentacle, illuminating the whole forest around you. Nine of Coins, Ace of Swords, Ten of Wands, the Hermit, and the Five of Coins. Normally in these situations you would like freak out and overwork due to like the blindfold effect, but and it's not even like there's a blindfold over your eyes, it's like it's flipped, it's like what you saw you saw deeper because of like your na'au. But now there's like a blindfold over your na'au and you're having to navigate it with just your eyes. Kind of a flip. It's gonna balance out really soon. You're always still in touch with it, blah, 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 blah. But the way forward isn't always obvious or clear, or maybe it's you're traveling at night and you have a lantern. So it's like you know where you're going, you can see where you're going, but you can only see what's directly up ahead of you. All that whining and fussing you did actually paid off. So enjoy that. Make the little patch fixes, make the little updates, the add-ins, the fillers. Ooh, Knight of Cups and the Seven of Swords. Because what they didn't say is sometimes when you break off and you do something new, 1144, when you break off, right? For me, it's like I left the traditional workforce and I'm doing my own thing over here. People try to ask me what I'm doing all the time. I'm not really sure. Okay? So, and I'll say this no matter what I'm doing at the time. So, everybody knows it as a different thing. But sometimes you can still feel those feelings you felt when you was working in the regular workforce, which is really good. 1222, because then you do not forget what it felt like so that you can address it and move even further away from where it was, right? So because it's not as bad, because it's like I don't want to go to work today. I technically don't have to, but there are days and ways, especially if you have like your own thing but you are a traditional workplace, then you do kind of gotta like force yourself to show up, which isn't always a bad thing, but it kind of is. Like you shouldn't be forcing it to. So instead of forcing yourself, if you can transmute the energy before you go out or while you're out, but being able to really break that down and read the indications, feel the indications of, yeah, like, you know what, today I'll probably go, I'll leave early, or today I'll do the I'll go, but I'll move a lot slower. That is your power, that is your capacity, right? Because at the same time, there are times when you want to call out where you're sick of working, you can't always take a vacation or whatever, and it's not that you don't want to completely go in, but you want to go in, but you can't work at that capacity that you know the business needs. But in all of humanity, right, it's like, okay, well, you just being there, just existing is enough, which isn't, it clashes depending on who you're working with or working for. And so kind of like this balancing there as well with the like 10 of cups familial success type of energy too, where the rules are actually changing. The rules and the regulations are actually going to change. And it starts back there where you started at the finish line of the other one. And the little things, just the way you live naturally does impact everything else. So if you can be more lenient and listening to yourself in those moments, or if you're in the position where you work with or on above other people, like really having a change of heart or a different tune of that listening ear that doesn't make you overwork also. Because if the solution was to just take on all the work, so sometimes it's that the work can be paused. The work can be paused, the work can take a break. Enough of the work got done, blah blah blah, break it up into little pieces. The work may need to be done, reflected in that emotion of how you feel about work or financial security or whatever it is that you do on a daily basis. Like, if being a parent is work for you, then that. And taking all of those things and putting them together, which I feel like I said like 5 times already, but and just being able to like relax and enjoy the finer things in life, which are literally the simpler things. 1616. The old world that resides within you is like you're full on clearing that out to be able to keep going on this straightforward path. Like, okay, for me, right? Oh, I'm gonna offer my services for free because I think healing should be free and you can do it yourself. And actually, more than often not, you have to, right? Like, the doctors can tell you stuff unless you're getting stitched up. Like, the doctors will tell you stuff, they'll give you the medicine. It's up to your body if the medicine will work or not to a certain extent. It's how the energetics react to it, right? So, services free, right? And then, oh, in order to do that, like, I had to sacrifice a lot of things. Oh, I don't want to buy new clothes as often. Well, oh, because I don't have the money. But also because, oh, fast fashion and oh, this and oh, that. And then you boil it all the way down to, there is a way to do local production of clothing. But then you start making more money. And then you want to buy everything that you're supposed to be making because you want a break. But you should probably buy the things that are going to benefit you for those projects you're taking a break from in the future. Sometimes that's not the move. Sometimes it is to have a balance of the two worlds and blah 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 and this and that. Because you have to remember the world that you were in and the world that is to come. We're in the middle of it right now. So everything that you want is not yet available. So you're going to have to find in-betweens. Don't brutalize too much once you have your plan set on how you want to live your life in the future. And gearing up for that, protecting that while also keeping others in mind. Having some fucking decent human consideration. So with all that in place, you can enjoy your stillness and peace. 3 of Wands. And just, it's like you're skating however you want to skate, but every forward movement, the ground is falling beneath you. 1922, it is falling behind you. You cannot go back the way you came. Will there be another rainbow road to like connect the two, whatever? Probably, yeah, always. Usually by the end, but for now, just keep gliding ahead however way best suits you. Okay. Thanks. Bye.